checking them for if they need to be wormed or not. Primarily checking their Comanche scores, which I already know she has a poor one because I looked at it yesterday. Okay. Check their eyelids. If they're white or very light pink, then they definitely need to be dewormed. We check their back and see if it's bony, which hers is kind of bony. So she'd be one that I probably would worm anyways, even if she had a really bright pink Comanche. And then we're also putting some tags in because they don't all have our ear tags. And that's pretty much what we're doing. Okay. So
the bony back just means that they're thin?
Their condition, yeah, their condition is just poor. Like, you shouldn't be able to see these backbones.
Okay.
If they're, really healthy, then they should be covered.
They're based on score. Like, if you look at, who has a good score? Like that black girl. She has a better score than the rest of them.
Yeah, you can still feel it if you push on her back. They're too fat if you can't even feel it, but you can't really see all her bone structure, which is how it should be.
We just finished this girl. We kind of try to work systematically because once you start getting a lot of goats around, you get confused easily. So we do browns first, and then we'll go down the color line.
Okay. She's got a real good Comanche. It's all pink. Yeah. So.
Okay.
I'm looking at her back. She's got this real scruffy coat, so she's definitely getting copper. Her score is not perfect, but it's not bad. So I'm not gonna deworm her, but she is gonna get a copper bullet.
Now, what's the reason why you don't deworm all of them? Is it just to save money, or
no, for parasite resistance? Because if you deworm everybody, even when they don't need it, the parasites end up becoming resistant to the dewormer you're using. So basically, the less you deworm, then the more parasites you're going to have that are not resistant. Okay. And that's it, money too. If you have to do less medicine to them. So this bolus gun looks mean. I'm just sticking it down her throat to try to get it down there as far as I can, so that she has to swallow it. And
so what's that you're using?
That's a bolus gun. It shoves it down farther in her throat because you don't want to see your fingers when you get bit. So it goes down, and then it basically just shoves the pill down.
It's a copper pill?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll show you the pill here in a second.
Yeah, and then this, I'm just washing it down to try to, again, make her swallow that with some red cell, which is a medication for horses.
It's basically molasses.
Yeah.
And
a supplement, I guess I would say, medicine.
It helps them build a red cell count. Okay. That's what you're seeing when you're taking a Comanche skiller.
And iron, probably.
This is what we use for the copper boluses.
Okay.
Cool.
And she needs that.
I thought you were saying copper bullet.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard of silver bullet.
I was going to say it's kind of similar. I mean, it's kind of shaped like a bullet, somewhat. And then we were taking a picture of that last one because we're going to end up putting the information like what we did today, like make sure we know when we gave her a copper bolus.
Yeah.
We'll put it into an
app.
Yeah, it's like an app, exactly. And then so that we know, like we'll put her ear tag number. We know that we did that for her on this particular day.
Yeah.
Help keep track of stuff. So we just cut other farms' ear tags out.
Okay.
Sorry, we were replacing with our own USDA tag.
So what do you guys do here on your farm? What do you guys do here with the goats? Like what's your...
We raise them for breeding stock to sell to other people. Boys will get sent to the meat market unless there's one or two that people want to buy as a replacement buck. So that's the mainly for we mainly target like selling for replacement stock for other farmers. So we like to do.
You have individuals buy your goats too, and
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of goats are these that you have here on the farm?
Dappled boar. Some of these are crossed with Kiko.
Okay.
But mostly dappled boar.
Dappled boar.
That's it, right?
So you take a picture for your records?
Yeah.
Okay.
worms.
So yeah, I already had checked her munch shed. It's really light. So I'm actually today like really giving them the works that I'm doing 3 classes of dewormers. I have valbazin, and this one is prohibit, and this one is ivermectin, and they're all like different active ingredients that basically, yeah, different classes of not antibiotics, sorry, different classes of dewormers that work in different ways to kill the worms. So we're just like really going at them hard. Pretty much all dewormers that we have in the U.S. are resistant, like parasite resistant. It sounds kind of crazy, but so that's like the best way is to give them multiple. If you have a big problem, which this time of year
It's the worst.
is the worst time of year. Yeah.
The fall.
Yeah.
Yep. And
The rain causes the parasites.
Oh.
the rain is like the perfect storm for all the eggs that get dropped on the ground to be able to become larvae. Yeah.
So how often do you guys check them?
In this time of year, every few weeks is ideal. Every couple weeks, just go around and check them and see who needs it.
At least once a month.
Once a month.
This time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like in the winter months, maybe every 2 or 3 months, more like.
Okay. In summer, about the same?
No, summer would be about it once a month.
Once a month, too.
Yeah. One more. And they're in a relatively small pasture right now with low grass, so that's where we really need to keep on top of them. Because if the grass is less than 3 inches that they're grazing on, that's when you really have trouble with worms.
Because the eggs are down near the ground.
Yeah, the eggs are gonna be the eggs are gonna be on the ground. Yeah, in their poop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Red cell. And copper.
So about how long would it take you to do? Oh, this is what, 12 goats or something, or?
That'll be done pretty quick.
Yeah.
Maybe
half hour.
An hour or so. Yeah.
Hour. Yeah. About how, like, on average, like, how long do you have your goats? Because I know they're kind of here for a bit and then they move on.
These will stay for a while.
Okay.
For as long as they keep producing babies.
Okay.
So hopefully 5 to 8 years.
Okay, so then you sell
These
the
are your
babies.
breeders then, I guess.
Yeah, these are the breeders, exactly.
All right.
Yeah. So like young ones that we're planning to sell, probably only to anywhere from 4 to 7 months.
Okay.
So this is not your typical day. So what does your typical day look like when it comes to taking care of the goats?
You want to take that one, honey?
I mean, it's just basically feeding, putting hay out.
See, she spit that one out.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Basics.
Yeah,
the
making sure their
season.
water's fresh and full, and their mineral bucket is full, and yeah, mainly just putting feed out for them and hay. Since the grass is low, we're trying to make sure they have hay.
Okay, and what do you feed your goats?
We buy a mix that's made by a local place that sells in bulk, and it's corn. It's 3 parts. 1 part corn, 1 part corn gluten pellets, and then the other pellet is a soy-based pellet. So that, and then it we also add minerals and molasses to the mix when they're flushing or breeding or lactating.
Okay.
Are you good?
And of course, hay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hay.
And grass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Grass is good.
Yeah, they really have to have the roughage in their diet. You can't just feed them grain. To keep their rumens going, they have to have grass or hay.
So to a beginner that is just starting out with goats, what are the top recommendations they should always have on hand in case of an emergency, or just in general, like just what would you recommend they have on hand at all times?
Definitely have hay on hand if you don't have grass, and like medication wise, absolutely need dewormers. Prohibit, I think, is the best one. If you're only going to use one, that's what I would highly recommend. And then an antibiotic, a long-lasting antibiotic like oxytetracycline, which comes in LA 200, and they have a bunch of other brands, but that's the most recognized one. That's really important. Something for scours, which aka diarrhea. Those, yeah, Spectacard is a good one. I think those are the most important things for sure. A dewormer is of utmost importance.
You guys are like extreme experts. You're just dropping these big words. Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome, yeah. Sure. People can take lots of notes.
Indeed.
So the other ones you saw us tag already had a hole and she did not. So that's why that was dramatic. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. And so you notice when I was about to tag her, I was really like feeling her ear because you don't want to tag them on these veins. Goats have these big veins that run through their ears, so you need to get it like right in the middle of that. And I put this button on the inside to avoid it from getting caught on stuff. So it's kind of strategic when you tag them. You have to make sure you do it in the right spot or you're going to be sorry later if you don't.
Just like getting your ear pierced, right?
Yeah, exactly. You got to do it in the right spot.
That's probably how I would react if I had my ear pierced.
I know, she's like,
oh my.
What would you say is the hardest part about having goats?
keeping on top of worms. Yeah, it really, I mean, so barber pole worm is the one that causes them to get real pale. It causes anemia because the barber pole worm literally attaches to their stomach and like creates a poke in their stomach and sucks their blood. And so that's the #1 killer of goats and sheep is the barber pole worm. So if you don't keep on top of that, you're going to have a lot of problems with goats dying. Or just being very unhealthy. And she's got...
So you're looking for...
What would be a #4 on the Fumancha, which is, it's not good. It's not the worst it can be, but it's not good.
You're looking for color of that fleshy kind of area around the eyeball?
All of it, really. Like, so
Okay.
the lower lid, you really focus on, but when you pull and kind of push, you're looking at all of that.
I see.
I don't know what to call that. All the
Cartilage.
membrane in there. Not, It's not cartilage,
What
but
is-
yeah, all of that inside area.
There's like a chart.
Yeah,
You
there's...
can
Yes, there
compare.
is a chart, and it go like a 1 is really good. A 1 is very, very bright red, and then it goes down to a 5, which is when it's like white.
I see.
And white means if you don't deworm me now, you know, you could have a serious problem. Like, hurry up and do it.
We should.
Go get bottle jaw when they get white.
Oh, too bad we don't have one we can show on that.
Bottle draw.
Bottle jaw.
Jaw.
Yeah.
So the anemia causes them to get edema, which is, you know, swelling under the skin. And so when they're really badly anemic, they're down on the ground eating, and so that causes their jaw to collect fluid, and so they'll have this little pouch, and it's like soft right there under their neck, and that's like a telltale sign. Uh-oh, that one has barber pole worm, most likely because they're anemic.
So I guess like goat herders in, you know, certain parts of the world where they probably don't have all these kind of medicines, they just kind of wing it,
I would say
guess.
when it comes to dewormers, anywhere you live, you're going to have dewormers. When it comes to goats,
Yeah.
it's
That or
really important.
they just die off and the stronger ones survive. And
Yeah,
the
like
stronger herd.
yeah, I mean, I suppose that's true.
Like maybe the Middle East or
Yeah, like
something
in the
where...
Middle East, that's a good question. I know, like in European countries, they definitely have them. They're actually more advanced than we are and have newer dewormers that are less,
Okay.
that have less resistance to parasites that we don't have here in the U.S. yet. So they're very advanced in that. And this one, I think, might be pregnant.
Yeah, I was kind of noticing it. It seems a bit
Yeah, her stomach's just wider than everybody
kind
else.
of big, yeah.
Would not be a planned pregnancy, but it happens. So she definitely needs the copper bullets too. She's got a really rough coat, which they should be very slick. Like this red one right here in front of me, that's what their coat should look like.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't
laid
matter
down.
what we're at,
Nice and shiny.
what kind of goat, they all should be
Be
slick like
slick.
that?
Yeah, they really should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
We are learning a ton.
So why did you guys choose this variety of goat?
We really like the boar goats. We think they're pretty. When it comes to popularity, yes, that is true. They are a very popular one. When it comes to meat goats, they're kind of thought of as the prime, yeah, like the best.
Black Angus.
Yeah, exactly. Like compared to Black Angus for cows, they're like the best.
Gotcha.
For their muscle, they just have good muscle to meat ratio. I guess no, muscle to, what am I trying to say? Muscle to bone.
Muscle tone or whatever.
Yes.
Or amount or something. Indeed.
You're gonna have to swallow that. It's pretty difficult sometimes to get them to swallow these things. It's the only thing I hate about them, but they really do help.
Looks like definitely a two-person job.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of this we have to do together. Now, if we had a really good working system, as you can see, we just took an extra panel. We just kind of coerced them in here with some feed, and we just clipped this panel in the corner of the pen.
Yeah.
If we had a really good working system, I might even be able to do all this by myself, but we just...
Yeah.
Those things are expensive. Maybe someday.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she swallowed it? Do we need that? Okay.
I need to put it on records.
So she's already got her tag that she needs to have. I'm just still getting the picture. I hope it's easy to see these numbers. Okay.
So the coat might be all kind of ruffled and rough like that because it's lacking in copper?
Because they're lacking in copper, yeah.
Okay.
Which also just kind of goes along with possibly they have worms.
Gotcha.
If they've got that lack of copper.
So, so Mandy, if you have a bad hair day, is that because you have worms?
Maybe.
I don't think it applies to humans, but...
Well, that's the questions I had on my list.
Yeah. I'm sure I can think of more if I try. Thank you so much for the giving us your time, letting us kind of document how you do life here. It's extremely informative. It seems like anything, but you know, getting into this goat world is you can just keep going deeper and deeper.
Oh yeah.
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 I'm constantly learning stuff, and I think I've heard from, you know, farmers who've been doing it for 20 years that they're still learning stuff. It's a huge learning curve. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always something new that pops up. When it comes to kidding, that's a whole nother video. A whole lot of stuff to know and learn on that.
Yeah. Well, thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you guys.
Yep.